I've never met her, but I recognize that there are a lot of Canadians who are very, very passionate about particular issues and want to take their activism into politics. And I encourage everyone to look at politics as a way of making a difference.
I've never seen him. I've never met him. I was being interviewed by the media, and they were bringing him up on stage. I said, "I'm sorry. This is why I'm here. I wanted to hear him speak. I want to hear the way he talks. I want to know the issues he speaks about. I want to see the reception the audience gives him. And I've got to tell you, I am inspired."
Inspired by the hair, Justin Trudeau's hair, obviously. Jodie Emery, you of course are familiar with her because she's been on Sun News a number of times. She's a marijuana activist, and of course, she wants to maybe, potentially, possibly run for the Liberals. Faith Goldie and Marissa Semke, our Sun News contributors, are still here, and we're still melting. But let's go straight to you on this, Faith, because you've missed a lot of fun since you were on vacation. Now, what we've heard from the Liberal Party is, so Mark Emery, Jodie Emery's husband, is now, he's the Prince of Pot, that's what he calls himself. Pot activist, is going to go on a 30-city cross-country tour in Canada to push this message and to fight the evil Conservatives. His words. Yeah. The Liberal Party then said, oh, well, we don't endorse this because there were rumors and suggestions, it seems to be more than that now, that one of the Emerys wants to run for the Liberal Party. They've already had enough drama in their nomination meetings. So was it a bit of a love-in? Don't you find it odd that the two didn't meet?
It's weird that they didn't get together for a photo op of a handshake even. This, I mean, to me at least signals the fact that JT wants nothing to do with Jodie Emery, despite the fact that he has made clear that pot really is his #1 platform going into the next election. For me, I think Jodie Emery is the dream candidate for the Liberals as a Liberal and as someone who's looking at the Liberals, of course not a card-carrying member myself. We should mention the fact she only got her card to the Liberal Party only a month ago. She hasn't filled out any nomination papers. So yeah, it's a lot of speculation, but the riding association of Vancouver East, this is Libby Davies' riding, okay? This is NDP, like they bleed orange, these folks. Since 33, when the party was founded, they have held that seat all but 2 times, okay? But this, what you need to basically defeat someone like Libby Davies is a star candidate. Jodie Emery has that star power. Plus, she's got the pot power. This is the woman who is saying the same tune as JT. Legalize pot. Not where I'm coming from, but this is JT's message. This is hers, and she loves the guy.
Well, why does he talk so fast, Marissa?
Good question. Except that Jodie Emery isn't a liberal. She's a libertarian. Let's be clear. This is a woman that protested a Remembrance Day ceremony at one time. She's very anti-war. She's very vocal about that over Twitter. And quite frankly, I'm confident that not one of her policies, with the exception of legalizing marijuana, actually aligns with the Liberal Party. Do I think that
That's why I love her from the outside.
I think that this would actually be quite toxic for the Liberal Party. I think that this would discourage a lot of heavy immigrant ridings from supporting the Liberal Party, largely because a photo op of Justin Trudeau next to Jodie Emery, the wife of the Prince of Pot, might not look so great. Again, let's also remember, Jodie Emery's husband was in federal prison for the last 5 years, is about to be released, and is on the record calling someone, Erwin Kochler, a quote, Nazi Jew.
Yeah, so, and there's all sorts of things that they'll be able to pull out and sort of throw that on at Justin Trudeau. And I want to touch a little bit on what you were saying with respect to the riding itself, because what we saw in Toronto recently, Trinity Spadina, that was a long-held NDP seat by former NDP MP Olivia Chow. It went Liberal. Now, Adam Vaughan is an NDPer, but he ran under the Liberal banner, Faith, and it turned. So his personal popularity does have a lot of cachet, especially in a place like Vancouver.
Exactly, even if the party constitution is different from his personal constitution. And that's exactly what we're seeing play out once again here with Jodie Emery. I think the Liberal Party should embrace her with both arms. But hey, JT, he's committed to open nominations, folks. So we'll just let the people decide.
If he wins that seat, it'll be because of Justin Trudeau. I don't think it will be because of Jodie Emery. I think that most people vote for the Liberals because they're voting for Justin.
The leader. They're voting for the leader.
For the leader.
Now, actually, let's take a look at a clip of Justin Trudeau talking about, as Faith referred to it, his only campaign issue, pot.
Canadians, despite the Conservatives' fear tactics, are responding to my proposal to actually recognize that we need to control and regulate marijuana. Canada has the #1 rate of teen usage of marijuana of 29 different developed countries around the world, and that means that our current approach is failing to protect our children.
So before we get Faith and Marissa to weigh in, let's now put up the picture of we don't have the picture of the responsible parent. Okay. There's a picture of him to remind our audience. I'll just describe it. It's Justin Trudeau holding his son Hadrian, who's just a couple months old, I think, in one hand. So this is all taking place at this big Liberal Love-In, this Vancouver barbecue. But let's get even into more of the politics of this. I know where you are on with the Liberal Party wanting to should embrace Jodie Emery for all the things that she stands for. Marissa, what about you, though? I would be, as a political advisor, scared to death of having someone like Jodie Emery standing beside my leader.
And I suspect
I worked for Rob Ford.
And I suspect that his advisors are probably telling, I mean, there's a reason he didn't, I don't buy that he was too busy to go and take a photo
I don't buy that
with
either.
Jodie Emery.
I don't. I really
let's
don't.
also be clear. Let's also be clear. The Harper government has come out and said that they would be open to deregulation. And yes, there are a lot of Canadians that are interested in changing the regulations surrounding pot, marijuana, but to go as far as complete legalization, there was the latest Ipsos Reid poll indicates that only 30% actually want legalization. And probably the vast majority of those people are young people. Do those people actually go out and vote? No, it makes them apathetic. Not to offend you, Faye.
Just too high to get out to the polling station.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. I mean, that's a fact.
Look, you know what? I don't think that Canadians, actually I can say with some amount of certainty, Canadians don't want an election based on pot alone. There are much bigger fish to fry. Look no further than across our borders from all ends, as well as within our own economy. But the Liberals to date have not put forward any sort of promising platform on any sort of arena outside of, you know, however many stems or points are all on marijuana leaf. And for that reason, I'd say if you're going to do it, if you're going to walk the walk, then talk the talk. Talk the talk, walk the walk. Bring Jodie along. Make her your little, you know, hippie tambourine girl, Band-Aid groupie who also tokes and is all for legalization like you, fearless
I
leader.
started this conversation by touching on Mark Emery's impact on much of this. Extremely outspoken, extremist in some people's view. Some of the language that he used, Marissa, you touched on this. The way he described Erwin Cotler, the way he's just talked about the Conservative government. He's going to retaliate. He's going to get revenge upon them. This 30-city tour, the Liberals have already distanced themselves from it. But let's just, for argument's sake, say Jodie does become a candidate. And she uses, you know, she invokes Justin Trudeau's name at campaign stops and stump speeches and all of these things. Does he get marginalized, or does the Liberal Party just finally say, okay, this is clearly going to be our cross to bear, we're just going to embrace them?
I think it is their cross to bear, although I don't think she will become the candidate. Yeah. So it's hard for me to respond to this hypothetical that I actually don't think will come true, because he's been clear when he was asked about it in Vancouver yesterday. He said, well, you know, there's a process. The process is the Liberal Riding Association, they select the people, we have open nominations, but if you're not fit for the Liberal Party, we're not going to bring you on board.
That's a fair point, actually, because if you are a leader and you're confident, Faith, with a potential candidate, you just simply say, get on board.
Yeah, 100%. And we've seen before that Justin Trudeau does not fulfill his promise of open nominations. He has interfered. Look no further than Toronto Centre when his star Chrystia Freeland, you know, was voting for the position. He made sure that the road was paved for her. And I think that Mark Emery will be the biggest obstacle to Jodie getting that spot. And I think that is really the reason why Justin didn't pose with her for a handshake.